near new striker near day. Who video we are be Philip Papa. You ever catch and so bull local league nibi?
Aye.
Our tunnel before Aquaba, go baby. Hey, Ghana.
Oh, Supremo said, maybe I could
yes.
Go on a man for
go to the FA. Oh, go to DMs.
It's a boy, go on my Kelly, go on my Benny Bone, go on my lobby goalkeeper.
The boy is
chipping all lobby.
Yeah. Well, she is now she who and I, of course, I know good penalty. I'm a fake.
Say, check out,
yeah.
Check out lob.
Yeah. We fan chimu. B2 Bia or 18 box in Fufini. And or Daniel Bono to net. Wow. Teachina, Wejana,
Ubekana, Omodi Idom the Bay.
Okay. Timmy wrong. Go for your money. Uko Kazia. You likia line up or Modi. Yeah, tea. Mudia Munshia, Mudia,
young comrade.
War, I want some now emulate for Darum and I don't pay Jumetia no Sani Tia Bia, and what day, and ya day a year now, what diniwa, and on the hard emulate herba supplement, I know, and I'm one day, and switch my cost Runtian Washington so, and I make Kantanka about pharmaceuticals, woman Daruma, and one more day, a dray, a bed drama, so a dray, a gusu, a year, Jumama, one of my fire, Funudoma, Kuranu Fanafe, a crying in fear, do me, and no money beer, and ye, numbers, and I say, Ubetimi, a rem, baby at one drove piano, Ubenebiato, Nafi Nuama Kama, and so at me at the Amonano Pay, Alaska Star Enterprise Award, and your award papers no 3D, 5D, and Ubi and our Paninamuno, Adiasa on some and Subetina Cabinafe, and Nuama Kama at the Amana, Yaka Catans are some Nanodie, Woman and some that our different colors and a day, Abba, and our Fadrisha grasses no, a bin so a one Maunia Bia, a betimia bois, more panaduto, a two and Asaba. Duma, your boy Jumane boss FM building no, Edian Mishakra circle tiptoe lane wa. Your numbers in year 0554 114 nafe. 1 year editing como power specialist, Helba Hospital, Yamame Doctor Kosu Adrianye, Yarani Diawodo Anafe, Abba and Nipedue so, a bit dear hepatitis, a bit dear a fatty liver, a bit dear ulcer, a bit dear fibrate, Anafe kidney, and the problem Ninano, a power specialist, Helba Hospital, Yamame Doctor Kosu Adria. Do I have malamis near malaria drew about the cough care by Mr. Obawa and also my what drew and I fed do I have tonic no one woman to win Timini dear and also about bois nothing near my kama as the amami case more kumas money better some chain fiasable some road our dry junction wa and why Juman can so our Kwabenya ACP road our power hospital Bastor more takra this for recordo our Naji Extate 0244 544 422 nafe what do come on out of a high sense eguso AC promo no gusua and koso and raya and ye be a promo no adi 2 ma nyame aduma on the 8th of May and ye enti sa ope AC ato from 1.5 horsepower ekopim 10.0 ubenya bi enso mletimi ato AC power power utimi say bo ne air condition fully nyanya with them out team say yes adi bo offices near and they can say rooms awodo ni nyina no wunya say obo AC kama na fe enu amaye kama de maye bie yen so room na na no pe mu amon kan wo kofrodua wo kumase mu amu sunyane ana fe wo tamalea munko yen so room no pe ya na monko ji AC no promo no eguso aye bo don komi 0302 550000 na wadi nkoma Lawson enro no ye Lawson delay man beaters ano aye mema obesa u delay Ewan pe mu bo adwuma ama adwuma so ekoye demawa eno eye Lawson Delayman Vites ano ana betimi aboanjima srepa ese sanon so ma me na no pese dro ne de ye wode yetimi bo ni pedua no ema enuama bi a atechima nyina no enuama koye eno baako eye Lawson Delayman Vites Delayman capsules no ema na mutie me na no pe na umze ukwa afitira wote ya opa ana afe nso atenka no ewo fom ni nyina no wonuma dro no sa ho yare na de bonus si enso na chire edema 0248619999 afi wa bonkomo na 3p garlic mixture enie 3p ebo adwuma ye pa na de ne se obi a wotie me na stroke enso ache obi wonso na ebo ne nkaye ne nsane ne nan ewo so chachachacha na afi asa anansi ache me anansi nchew eye ene kwadia prostate anansi adia ya fense stroke no ana air trinity ewo ni peduanum obi a high blood pressure anansi bia wo sugar level enso osoro ni nyina eye ade se ne adroi ebetimi abo garlic ma hoden an yatwe enka ja tia no ase no so efe amame garlic ne red ada bottle no eye glass and affinity eye red ubetimi afre 0248928824 nafe 3p edin common natural and for and a deep pros life capsule saba na Johnson samne de eye ade ase ehwe ne yepo bo Johnson na ene wote yawo ewo ene breman mo bo so na emu apamienu na obon ho asafo ne mewonta eno mfantafo mawo enti anu wahye no so ade amame nano pe unya ena adrua ye fe no proslav ni bia ye prostate no enso na ho adwuma true man capsule si eye emema ye dropa weak erection and a premature ejaculation nyina eye sisia de enso ena de wato fama wonum adrua ye betimi aboa ye Congo ointment no aboye ema honamani nsa bia eha wadwen no eye miate umia na afi watibi na odi asra so honam sardin enuama abeye kama ediama natural ventures 0249017101 nafe wadun komo tabia nro no ewa dwama so tabia heba mixture 3D malaria edro enie nti obi a wonim na malaria ha na adwense ne anopei wontimi nkwa adwuma so awo ate agu so wanum anya wo de wota complaini se malaria bi ni ade awde mompeta bi adre bi manom onom ya mfifire efiri no eyi ade afini peduanum ade akota bia takum eno so emu ode wo ye oba wo ye bema mpama gudie mu mienu mu hia na mo ye mu ngamu a ese ne akono ekosoro na ni nyina mu no eya no oba te ya bema nso nteda ni nyina no eye tabia takum ano ana betimi aboata bia ba capsules no eno nso de asisie no se de tie bia ya oya ugita pomam ade untimi nkoto enso then san sorry a wadro eye tabia heba capsules no ana be bo 0243686861 unya bia enuama be koye ede ma midimafo eye Dr. Time da so de merato ya de so ede ma say stroke kana sembia eye prostate one sem ene awo ana ho ayede ama me ka say mawari mfie bebre ni awo ma mode midima for Dr. Time da so de mre ebeto so mema no so a infection sama mema ya fo aketo abi first name bia emu odu ebai etre eso ewa sabare kasencha chira ni nyina no say afon akaketo abi awde and it's a time da so twen ewa buakwa agogo school junction na no pay mo ankran so poko asema era 0244774282 na fe doctor enu adituma root and ro no ewa dwama so router Mr. Router live and afi yo ne fe router in the tonic nam ewa dwama so na 3-1 router tonic ne de say utie me typhoid bi how adwen pa asa oje ho nje enano pay amode ma ene router tonic enkobo dinum eno an no router live no so moja eni afusanye brodi ebekasa blood clotting moja no emu atoto ewo veins no mu a ebesane ama moja afamu enso ama onan no nsa yetititi enso akọ router mixture enso malaria pa ne how adwena open malaria draw aja water eno eye router mixture 0244485632 na wadun komo na afa bibia ye kama enso matimi ade ama na no pay na ye be ram na afa ato so a kojak enro no ewa dwama so kojak chako ene toothpaste eno ana onya bia eno ama betimi akọ kama de ama pa na de omne se kojak no se no se de tetenia ya brobody tire so na afa eno ama aye kama edema na no ana make am for de ama se de no a ana wi su bia beboa ana afa obi ani tia ne ya pro code eno enso nwa wanya code eno betimi aboa na si ade afronti kojak no ne de eno ana Ghana mpanifo obi aje atuma ye yusu udu okaisi drug lane ana Central Market o Kumasi a ubenya bi 0244559597 afi onso mlodun komo serious otraku coolant eno ana make am farmer say serious ne de ano odin pa say oka engine problem ewom na afi who dia woye obi onoma o start car na be 5 minutes na adi so break car engine na say overheat ache no na fe nsuo yi ye bubi gum okra na maame o maame nsuo ngum car yi mu ni nyina ne so mfa nsupa ngum ye si wo so tra coolant eno ebetimi aboa o car engine na ye aluminium na asem bia ye copper ni nyina yo ni nyina no ade say ye boa wo ema o car yi etimi enante eye eno ana me kan for see wo sate ama o man yi mu de eno an su o salon car na as track and a buses ebeboa na fe wa yusu bi na anu amakwa kama 0544133169 na fe wadu nkomo ena no pe na bibia kama ede amana de me de wie no ya current stick ho ana me wie na fe fancy di maria and so aba current stick no zara mixture and any G capsules ano ana me kan fom ade amana no pe se current stick se namu ya reobu a na nuama ba kumiodo bi nkoye on sa de no ha unsensa bi eguni bema no so oba nso enkomo ne sa drowe na tenete edama gono ni nyina no wanya bia wadro eni zara man capsules ne mema dro mema mu nyina ye na mo adwuma edro ni nie man capsules pebitum panatifi ebebo ahindi aba mistan so eba ne typhoid ebeji ede afro 0246348334 na wadi nkomo enano pay fancy
wow ye ba be kwamo no ne anu no anano pay na ABA Herbal Clinic and so I say my catch senche bia no wo mu bie aya Accra branch Accra de ne beba na mo fa na de aye kuma say kwara so dwuna say aye main market e chuo no man pe ana ABA wo ye adwuma ana biem so aye domain kure ho no wo benebenza preschool na ye kan no wonim say ABA ho na wo koma wo problem no aye chese site ye kan site na chese woni problems ni nyina no e be jai ni ma be fra wo be hunade ye empomo mo be samu yimo glasses at the two no ni nyina no so ababua mo draw no won fangu weni so ana akwa fansam enso e de abesa se sini pade wani ayo kan ye ntwoni asam no wo mo mfani agrokra sa ye te ana siso ana say glaucoma fei wo bi abema stroke ana bana simple oboso bo prostate on ba sanya do wani nyina no woni ABA Herbal Clinic enso abekasa doctor e twa wo call e 0541565199 chess ABA and some anyos anano pena dino and no ever jaso a semen vita help channel capsules and como and some anayena semen jono macatro formation of 442 and would j a help channel 4 no a capsules no and some for now the pre-K and some you area so swinging no and no and about Bramo to me Juma Kama say where your Bema would Jenny low sperm count on Kwamway at Jenny Amacha so remember some and I won't so conform where you below 2 minutes a hard jumper Bemadi also to me quartain afe what to ourselves to say in national was see I take a ever quite no I summons Adre Anasian in no so your banner so your Bema Jono will be at to minimum a promise yes you now for some I want to come and some about when you general you was why you can summons a ball a clinic and some Ayajumana Tabia make a choice a hono wo kwakwaje wa yaresa sebia wo dia no sciatica ya bo su betimi ama doctors no and some asho kama so ya bema na e ba no sebia prostate enlargement no anam programa no sebia liver ne aye kidney problems a wo face ni nyina no wo be call semensa ba aye clinic no e ba no say body massages no ane aye physiotherapy ni nyina no wo mo be ye enso ama wo mo ye adwuma e wa so kware mampon omo ane so kware mampon rural bank no ene di enem hwe no afre number na wonim padfo so akasa aya 0240616061 on the semens and panfono and so and kasayamra yan question of the day this way aya proudly sponsored by Amuzu P Herbal Mishanum ay infection draw na Dr. Amuzu say yemsau say when was what you player of the week Dembele and I say Antoine Griezmann when and a player of the week couple
Nana Casti say a Griezmann and it deserve Dembele and Mohu clear chance now a bogu won't deserve and no Nana Casti message no Dembele and it deserve AMG Molly messenger or diaba a long story inside Liberia camp and what day a free Abba Abdul Gafar Yusuf Trese one day or Kode Ama Dembele one no and it deserve player of the week way a Gafar from Enekasua the message in Emmanuel Kwamnasari and so from Nidino Party at Temuda, the free boss sorry was just Dembele, and it deserve levels man from Asen Daman, my player of the week, Antoine Griezmann, and we a message or the Abba Majesty DC, and so Tresa Dembele all the way up Evans, Tresa Diaz, and one call as the Amano Ogide Brown Jr., Tresa Dembele, it is Poku, Jamfi Jones, Dembele all the way, Enki Peter Francis, Dembele, and it deserve Kwaku Emmanuel, Dembele, and Kunsukojo Chrome, Kwadi Amantuan Griezmann, and after Donko Edmond, Dembele, and one who edges excellence in Anaya Redu, and so said Griezmann, and it deserves Yadem player of the week, you know, and so man Abdul Gafas fans who boot to them say, Nami Admochina, Kadi Borona, and Kadani Bajepa, Nafi or no, at the Akwe game Kakra, or so here.
When Mama Togu baby crowd for neighbor.
Okay, it's a new one now.
New one ever.
Okay. Steven Kwadwo Sasu said Dembele or no and it deserves Yadima Bra Kwame Samuel and so said Dembele and it deserves
well real quick mamen far bear 1 or 2 being so na yanko foreign Emra live on YouTube and live on Facebook oni nyina no your hona kwabena tachi our YouTuber say our transports and one egusu adema way and I will say I'm going for Antoine Griezmann and no I Francis I commit I know this I have message and by we say Dembele and what they find what you say grass here and some other by a fellow Obama free the message and so I don't know now Austin and Ponsa on YouTube and say Dembele is the best I don't know also what J player of the week and I way and say Dembele all the way but ATM has disappointed me pa Mampani Talibo West and so na Genetiero and so at the binding team I mean I am quotes Emma na yanko foreign Emma real quick and you become deep pa na you be yenche biane wiane abana yaba beto asunti supremo yanko na first quote 51 O's okay. BW52 3E3 3AE and here 51 O's.
Good.
Second code BW52 3E3 E29 10 O's. BW52 3E4 5C4 9 O's. Fourth code BW52 3E5 13F 8 O's. Last one 6 O's. BW52 3E4 D32 T yeah quotes no
good
and one no
obi amfa kakra to achi
Sharak me from me ma wa yibi ya no quick mame na ehia pa because openi ne de drew the more an e frɛ no nti ono so ye o se me so me ya na nyame ya mo chena mem say Saturday yes
Saturday
anti Madam Dina Pia alias Abenan Kroma on a dad from no 59 years na nyame ya duma Saturday ebe ya em say 2nd May the family residence and I'm say the burial services and they are coming in and bekoso chem of Fonse we Mr. Hinkra say send my preoccupy Mr. Hinkra or Pips you can't Pips and there's another police unit I'm say in charge of disciplinary Mr. Hinkra and say name I'm preoccupy and that for no yamra me jam no na I'm say omon kata na de she cra ya pemsa no po friend cra no na I want to say more man purpose you mabusuan for ya ko Madam Dana Pia Benan Kroma no nyame mfa ne cra supremo the radio asefo so ye kwama no ne aba yes na bibia ne hobiem
bibia ne ho
okay ene ma menkombre na ayekoba na yaba beto aso edi afrio na otena obebo sen
odam ye coach say my graduate
coach that Mike dey coach
say edi mama me hu dey say because
when you stammer enhoroso nti Mike na ye coach that
na Newton so one word ngomo dey
Newton bo
okay
I don't know that we coach ana ada match ba coach to do say
san wono county wono so
Newton video analyst are fine na who may coach who coach wan
mo boy
wo ye coach e be jabo shara yan go for him la wan ha wo
do ya sha Anwa juma no you Yami wo hoda Se uji didia Obeya juma Asa chrenia no you Yami wo hoda Se uji didia Obeya juma Ye bompaye Shamachi shra Yehuwa Ilahenu Yehuwa Ekad We ahata et Yehuwa Elohika bika luvika Uvika naveshika Uvika miyodika Tode yashak Tode yashak Tode yashak In English, in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Shout out boy Kapo. Say Kapo chairman, I feel chairman Yes. Now I be bibian so you got am ataboku kasa mo say messages and ben no bia say hey wo chairman ya de pa say what me assemble. Yes kwa bi kwa me ho hene papa me.
Na guess it is okay how guess no me say guess no me say how many boys this year me say guess it say Wontumi sports no I number 1
my ashafone ye chefo enaro pe line won ye ntuma ye fa no say Wontumi aye sports buffet na wonim say na ye beto so e wo shiro persons of 4 matches ana nyame ya no so ebeba so me no kasa ne nyina no enso my simultaneously na chese wo mo bo aye 4 matches ne nyina at the same time our bra wo ko aye Europa League ne mo wo sanen so about Elcronia Canasa aye Europa Conference League a hono nyina no wo bia semi final first leg no eno ababa so ene abo Portugal ye was Sporting Club de Braga amo body etia aye SC Freiburg our bra no kasa no wo mo man channel so baso ko aye Estadio Municipal de Braga e ho ana channel some match no eno some ababa so our bra make a referee na ye fellow Anthony Taylor from England no and perform that some match adiamano and what you opa aye Tottenham Hotspur and as a mesra we aye Nottingham team no na chese Nottingham Forest club wo so game no about our friend nyina no wo so ball our City ground ho and a game against Aston Villa we aye all Premier League affair wo so match about so referee na ye follow say João Pinheiro ano every Portugal wo na chese wo some match we and some adiamano aye 7 and Nottingham aye club wo so Aston Villa team no wo so game abakoso and what you know yabanya Real Vallecano na Real Vallecano our Conference League no wo so and Strasbourg and Apple na manu kasai wo so game no abaso ko aye Estadio de Vallecas ho and some match abaso our brana tree o for say donta we Donatas Rumsas anom ana teminya no say wo so and sa game no and some adiaman our brana no kasaba sabna and just Vallecano for no wo so and Strasbourg game no and some abakoso ebiem and so aye Shakhtar Donetsk e wo fie wo so abo ade tiabo bokua ye fa no say Crystal Palace obu game and some abaso referee na ye fa no say Felix Zweyer I from aye Germany no and okọ aye Sunrise aye Arena wo so abedi sa game Shakhtar for no wo so ade Palace wo bo abro pai ye the say update ni nyina no and some ama ye chof e wo show no so na enwa ye wi aye fast academy ɛyɛ Champions League ɛyɛ semi-final nyame yɛ adoma yɛnim sɛ next Tuesday ana aboboku a yɛfa no sɛ Arsenal wɔnom ɛwɔ fie ɛwɔ the Emirates ɛbɛtwɛn ɛyɛ Atletico Madrid wɔn nso atum no na nane kyeɛ nso ɛyɛ Wednesday yɛbɛnya bamunkye ɛwɔ Allianz Arena wɔn nso ɛbɛtwɛn ɛyɛ aboboku ɛwɔ no sɛ ɛyɛ Paris Saint-Germain 2 matches no nyinaa no nso ɛbɛkɔ so na latest ɛnie sɛ wonya time ɛmɔnita no pɛyɛ ntwumadie no a wobɛka sɛ mebɛka kyerɛ wo sɛ Julian Alvarez ɛyɛ obi ɔnom Enso Koprai na what was 10 and 9 Emma Mikasa manager for Simeone say Ray and Sharon Prabia Emsa Hadjimbiana what can I try almost supporters and one France in say every Tuesday now Julian Alvarez and some I available I was a match anymore now latest I mean Yamasas training na one W1 Argentina for and one more flight team or team national team on the boy see and team come on one more I'm Titania day or no. And somebody about to just say Julian Alvarez I fine she see now Tuesday return like because our Emirates no I had Alvarez Abuba Sama Tribintana Sabia Mikel Arteta prepare one from some Sa Aquatano and some I available Amasa game na Yadena Amtetinano and some Mama sporting director and some Atletico Madrid you found some Matteo Alemani Obakaina Obianum Sanwa Juma Emma Barcelona and our panel some quality to annual match no one way and our fun Salimani say we share a bono now chances from we show opportunities buyer jobbers working in answer now omon like a lack what do I say and one lack and I'm on my fan because the grace one a born now a boba one more born and your question will be now call corner or say a lack and one namsua I'm almost some to me and I was so much anymore now we'll be on some much about Kua and know some boss and one come on I deal from an opinion and Jumedia your father's I want to miss pass by Tenino wouldn't send me the more now Japa I'm what to be and was sorry at and know some other comment Declan Rice say now Declan Rice after the game what was some I don't know what to na penalty no more now said the referee was signed in a decision and a penalty because so who shot you cry in a slow-mo one tiano cry and I mean some to the passer who call England and your referees Libya number some canning in answer bono unya situation which has a contact echo so but other videos and know some bearing in ano one should have baby party a cobas a player no a better a just as I game no we bet me the penalty am I ye but don't so mo can you some other such as and yampa akwadano I want no some tinamu yobia and just a David Hansko I don't know one tia and nice one to I know who obasa what you say I just will be a church and I'll go before the ebi and some other pa na Declan Rice I Casano was say sha e better as a tiano na clear penalty now no onim referendum anya sa penalty no ebia said ye na now supporters nim ayetete our stadium ho eno ana ebia betimi akasa ama referee asesa na adwen because time a referendum akwago check pitch side monitor wo kohwe aye fanum obehoteta across our stadium na no shopa it did here pass serious supporters no wo mo ye tete eno na jo our venue ho eno nti and be a provoke aye referee na and I'm some I'm on a resigning a decision yenche Declan our full so the bono na a penalty.
Referees are really quick to make decisions, to blow their whistle.
3 penalty situations here tonight. As a player, how do you look about the fact that so many situations are penalties, set pieces and VAR?
Yeah, UEFA is totally different. I think in both boxes you have to be so careful because they give it absolutely everything. The second one, Ebbs' one, is a clear penalty. So I don't know how that's not been given. I think the fans provoked the decision, changed the ref's mind, but look, it doesn't matter. We move on to next week and we want to beat them at home.
The last one from me, how do you see the handball?
I've not seen it back yet. At first glance I thought if it's Premier League maybe it doesn't get given because it's so low to the ground, the ball's not going on target, but then UEFA's totally different rules. Hands away from the body, yeah, I think probably with UEFA they give it. Premier League I'm not so sure.
How is that this different
It's just the way it's operated. I don't know. I feel like they penalise you more in European competitions. I've felt that since I've always played in the Champions League since 3 years ago. You know, referees are really quick to make decisions, to blow their whistle. Can't do much about it. Just got to watch out and, you know, be careful. Referees are really quick to make decisions.
Midfielder Fanasa Declan Rice and what in Canada players the Capops Kumana over to and one and Kumana Oja Busanza penalty or say and one pass a referee Angela handball and swan was I don't know won't share a hand who Kobusa let Kumarida say be a penalty on the catch also referee and one no so Kumana be our handball or Sano Munino will be on some mercy address a post match and also across Arsenal. Woman branch of pure and copy. Nan copy, sir. Bono na a clear penalty na referee Angelo a very clear referee no and some a clear mistake our brother don't so much can you so much at too because ye can grano bono ya boy ye day ya quay nyame next week no woman some at the abaso na the all can you so chasa woman respect a yes and also across and return like and I say some more attention in no and some question na Deba Kwamanioma aye different and say once born ball body and sana abebo sadia nan kebi amrana be so chese ni kwasa bono aye penalty over Premier League aye different wo ko UEFA aye different obeka ya PSG adu bi ana chese mo so edinya bie ana chese go bi so basa Alfonso Davies and nine and sana ebe bonanza referee J similar to the course and referee J and some atema chesabobokua ye fan sa let to konina no aye jefro de bana Jean Oblak aye goalkeeper ama Jean Oblak say penalty na so am kanina no de Arsenal edi Kenya ye de omonsom anya ye ane de referee eche ya wasaka sadabi watwam wonye fama Arsenal nyina no wo say on the referee no ensom aya adwen say wo sa resign the decision say Wontumi nye penalty ema Arsenal ema nye ye Jean Oblak after the game ensom edinkomo.
Was there a sense of relief from you all that second Arsenal penalty wasn't given?
I mean, always when they don't give penalties, better. No? So hopefully, if they would have it, I could stop it because the first one I didn't. But anyway, like I said, decisions from the referees. In the end, he checked it and he decided that it wasn't, and we agree with him.
Was there a sense of relief from you all that
according to Atletico Madrid woman goalkeeper you found say Jan Oblak obaso chasa woman referee no aya adwen say one penalty ama Arsenal say will be a shift in attention ya kwa nyame ya doma next Tuesday return leg game I was say no e so e Emirates Stadium na ye gusu edin komani nyina no wonu say coach na found say Diego Simeone kasa na Diego Simeone say hwe ono an kasa abutremu Dobaso can in answer or man who Slimon, what Brano was say now what na drenchery aba. Dobaso can in answer cano crappa. Joe Keresh, upon a referee can penalty, and some Emma Arsenal, and you'll be a born penalty. Was it your Keresh and address or train? I'm just a different and I don't know what cano. Just an who can up and what Jan only at all. Now bonus here, company can you padia. Sir, a penalty dear. And you say your penalty, but boning a penalty, and you cross a penalty because already what did you about a Joe Keresh and a fakey, and your contact, Emma Sabono, reference some other penalty, Emma and a vanity, a do baby a va, a come out, a do baby swa, Yana Vano, some aqua etiao, and then I make us a bassa for say, so boy, a penalty, dear. Womosunia let you come Madrid, a boy, no, Womosunia similar cry, and also Cabas, also a penalty. To reference play on as and come jama boss and Kenny Abian Barcelona and Arsenal and some other Pontirino Ababe Kakra Abana Mikel Arteta and one some other swatcher Arteta the Rebu of 4 because I say Sir Usha replay 13 times because one washer and Pama Kuma could do me and some be on my back area conference and Sabono any class a penalty bono de a clear penalty no a some manager Fanasa Mikel Arteta and so at Dubai.
It was a game full of incidents and talking points, but what's your overriding emotion and thoughts at the final whistle?
Well, after going back in the dressing room and speaking to the boys and understanding and watching the penalty incident for the second goal getting overturned, extremely disappointed and annoyed because it goes against the rules, and I don't understand it, and it changes the course of the tie. So very, very upset.
Were you able to speak to the referee to find out why he overturned it?
No, but I mean the whole sequence tells the story. I mean, it's a clear contact. You make that decision. You cannot overturn that decision when you have to look at it 13 times. It's just at this level, it's completely unacceptable.
Mikel, it was a game full of incidents and talking
At this
points.
level, we are referee now. Penalty, we are what's up by a bonum and your penalty. The arena, I unacceptable. Abu Fodi, Biabapa. Now, my catch of Bobo Crefans Arsenal. When we play Omodia before a next match and Yabufua and Benya toll our team no Sonomono, Womodia before Arches and Aya proper and Elkumasa, Womoche, Aletico, last Womosera Beamuria, will be a young someone Canamum Sakobasabia, Womu Jagam Ama could be a moment and answer the small details. Omoturia Basabedruano, Bia na Anko Anfama Arsenal, and Sanya Mecho, Namisha 1, 2, 3, 4. And a 5. We all share any year and be and a Geminians Arsenal. One some advice Rebasa, one day I let you call Yamia Dumano and some HS and that's Tuesday. And no I update free on my sweater. Now, Victor, your courage, Anna. One will say next week, saying, Anna Mubasia come. I was a match was it next week? Omobo fear. Now, Serianra, now let you go supporters. When we get them, our fear, sounds on Arsenal and supporters, no, I'm my euphoria. I come, your courage.
You're halfway towards the final, though, and the second leg is at home. How much belief do you have that you can get the job done at home next week?
Yeah, we know when we play at home with our fans, it's gonna be different for sure. And yeah, we just have to do our job, be at our best, and for sure it's gonna be a good game at home.
You're halfway towards the final, though, and the second
good
leg.
game. Ever fear after Yabashefte, Yangi, and Namami, or Red Fun, South Theory, Henry, Onumsa, Henry, some our CBS studios, and Henry say, I say, more Arsenal, Arsenal. Want to make J, a quadruple, Amsa, Carabao, and Koye, Omulusi, Adama City, and FA Capano, Womosalusu game, the Maya Saram Timbobo Kronon, and I Kasai, a Cup Premier League and a Champions League. Woman, I just a step away. So we will final for the second time. Our club no career mo EBM and some and say one say Premier League as Arsenal and some about me atie na Horin was say ye can na obi ase ai say Kobase bia Man City there we bound no beta kwan chi a ya na di otumeje because City no why be pain and ya draw mo tie and Arsenal and so for 22 years and ye Munya bida and no ma Man City nkomo and also bump to so no Henry onom as a fan Edema Arsenal Nempire and sa Arsenal about Premier League no but so kind of pass bia wo yi fan sam e dia tonche to nkomo dia one of the best work kan nyina so say I was a players no a convince one no aye Henry dentia one mo Premier League because bonus say am so mo bonus and cry born nkoye and no anama Henry say I'm all reservation kakra yentio Henry e wa bra wo din nkomo.
Like the jury will always be out on Arsenal up until they do it. That's I keep on saying at one point I believe in what I see, and people still didn't see that Arsenal team go over the line. So people are going to doubt it. This is why always people think that if Man City comes closer to Arsenal, they're always going to believe that Man City will do it because they've done it. I really don't wish that Man City can do it. I wish as a fan Arsenal can do it, but again, convince me. Like the jury will always be out on Arsenal.
Say I'm convincing and no I am modern players I don't put our pitch and so about say and you be an move to me at the Premier League and answer about the other way around now you call I Paris Saint-Germain wouldn't say we can do PSG our game of ball and I'm Bamunchi what league in that almost will game of ball and so on next Wednesday on midweek no and no abaso oh yeah so oh yeah What is so behind address about ranking rotation? It's a league matches a weekend. You remember so come and why come for pa? Ebi a Dembele no me a Dembele bamo and not just second half for being a more banamum. Jamaica can you answer Paris Saint-Germain team no amada so yenioma. When you so much say one supporters Emma Kuma 3,700 and about way to Munich. Now just a Germany na Wednesday omukono almost 3,700. Now out of that number no Germany Selka and some other ban say more na be ultras never do so. Now you say take it to the kwano pe bia to awunya bio and so take it to bia to just say bia black market no between 1,400 euros and they call 8,000 euros and I amount to also to because game way e more there e be kama obia pe bia hwe will be some person experience no e be sia call alliance awen anunti and ama black market terms and and some aye tempa na yese Wontumi travel and some enko aye chese Germany enko support aye players you know akwamie no ewo ho answer page 4 na no ya be story say womom abie chese ne kan say wo almost sports bar no ane cafe no ne ade womo sense obeso hwe game bi and some our Paris Saint-Germain womo sports bar aye fan say Salon Saint-Germain and I have 15 euros. I become at the amount as a club no and a BM and some I say over so good game our auditorium and I am my Paris premium and also member piano I have 20 euros and I obetia now when you sit and some atanaso and a was na match way adding to the mountain I have giant screen and some our pack the prawns and my supporters no woman yabu report I say can say a da Paris Saint-Germain ebe mountain a giant screen our stadium eye bi o ma qualify na o mo cover final no enyo bia na betimi yakọ enti final no be mountain a giant screen and some our church almost stadium ha and no aye say on be so mo yanioma na Hakim so de no we ka say acha ye bia be 2 weeks 3 weeks and Ashraf Hakimi ebe tena fie e kire say say Wontumi qualify and some other Champions League dia and you automatically player no be available but say the mechano and no other choice Hakimi be say will tell leg no no be say return leg and some other cause say after some Atletico Madrid omu game no Jamaica can so start training I watch say omu ground so na and play Alexander Soloff on anya training we say game be enwa or your warm up but amama na me say was then such run 9 Emerson was sad to pain and Alexander Soloff and will be a game no one more because of Yao and what but I don't play Jamaica can obetwa scan Juliano Simeone coach and Bano also no some afrimo or some scan Julian Alvarez said you know one some scan Serbia one met me on the 10th of Encodano one some pura our running on your proportional one more year call next Tuesday one some match anymore na Real Madrid and come aye guso aye dinin na ro wonu say daban ana Madrid abanya coach and I update any na America ya beto anu eno patutu na meka say no abaya Jurgen Klopp and Jose Mourinho na anope ya say Madrid for no tie nkomani ye for now contact be anywhere akoso Serbia Madrid obi afa phone afa Jose Mourinho no Jamaica can say we at Serbia yankosomom yesem omo can say Jose are part of ongoing casting call Nelson utremu ebia omo consider omo Serbia for the long term ye de adwuma no be mo no Jose ewom ebon Serbia search I name Madrid omo ye no mo problem na ba lead omo project na Jose ekao but say ye kase party womunyam place ko and some fanko Jose aswoye na jama enkomono ba dane say and some now no report on say can you understand still na yes Florentino Florentino Perez ayo bi odaso ene Jose omo relationship no aye kama pa na on kasantie opene ni da ana opene no so on kasantie coach ne da ebokra na anu ya akra Benfica akoda yi ekoka sam ama vini se waka akoda ne so won kai Jose defend Benfica ne nyina no wanka kasabi amengu aye Madrid awfi wanka kasantwie bi out as otena bi wo padwuma enom ye be ya kira no na chess at disqualify no and then tiase relationship no de Florentino edasom ani wo bi ama chess ne aye kama wom na Mourinho no domo kan nyina no sa ha wonu san central for no bi e Spain wo so ye campaign and ama Jose wo so a few years down the lane managers from Jose at time 20 a year 10 day call and that's about 2013 14 bia wo from Kraman Ancelotti ebe jene nyina no wo manager so ma ba ensom akwa wo se manager ba ko ye djuma pa se ye kase coach bi ye djuma manager pay attention to the small details ayo coach na ye for Jose adaya and century ba ko say Jose no ana chese wa ye adwuma the most je kase bi obi the videos answer video analysis na be ma corrections any ade na bi a coach no wa present a video no ya show on kwada no ball no san ka ye ni say no san ka bi a wo fa we ya anya ntimo correct mo mistakes any ade so wonim say yes Jose time e wo vadebe bas no screens I take say bi a TV e bobo vadebe bas bi a kanti ho mu didi and answer be a training grounds be a new cross baby of Fabiano you was screen a boha just walupi yakas walupia na say video no bossia na san starte video no bossia na san starte interested here baby of Fabiano share just a video we player vadebe bason adaya say yes na the message near ba ko message and say baby of Fabiano screen bomb ube shabi uba mistake awoye ye na wotena bi ye beka wan ka se me hu tibabi ya boho enti wotena bi ontimi make excuses enom ayo dwumadi ya se manager no na wono so etai di pa ba bia be fa bia de no tua ho enti coach ne yeso de no compare Ancelotti nom Xabi Alonso nom Alvaro Belua nom wo mo ma bakwa Jose na yo bi o di video ensom ayo dwuma pa won fa ni agrokra ye kasa nom ayo kakra eno so esama manager na eba ayo preacher no ensom emu na latest amenya no se bi mo so giri e passe Seria no pambeka say your game club e yo bi adwuma no omo de man obey no adenti na mo fa adwuma na ma club na club no enkoso nya adwuma no because amonso wo gidie sa club nso ba ma ebe boa pa ma nyoma e fine ensom adiama Madrid sense na sa club ebe fifie asama back e wo game ni mu a eye Madrid enko na be pusu no not even Liverpool our team no no wo mo krantimi sama club am back into coaching wo mo say eye Madrid enko adwuma no and about pili or fan sa Jorgen ama adwuma yi wono som asaba mu biem na Julian Alvarez and Barcelona woman so the business agent bia your phone Juanma Lopez okay Juanma Lopez or a former player at the Atletico na o say what the Juanma Barcelona said Decopa onya ayedi no mano na on serve as an intermediary on say dibu ho na na say be more dey apart from say be only agent edin komo no nyina no mutumi pe be intermediary bi na wa be shem na wadin komo ne ha kotie be kana wa ya no matumi anya na afei ma we try no compromise you say one man pass no your former player and some Atletico no we ben Barca for pan we say we betumi aye sa deal no e dia ma Barcelona to so mo pankon dia wo dia adwuma no omunya enfanshanensa na Andreas Christensen why training kama Chelsea game say manager no pankon dia Christensen ababo na Jameson kan nyina no say wo omo shada anya dan sa but metesa wo mo fa no one more year no nyina chesa ade wunya nto center back bi amai dia wo no so no jane kura na akwade a ebe ha ana player we so no so aye fitter onim ball popa enti 1 year contract no wo mo sa dia ma aya branch a ye fa no Andreas Christensen ewa Bramakers no ensom e fi Barcelona wo mo so de ba Robert Lewandowski make sure Italy when you offers no more na anope latest and say Juve I'm on just 1 year 1 year contract and 6 million euros. And Juventus de la Vecchia Signora. One say Robert Lewandowski minim Sebia Unia Beje and Sebia one Jinin Yawasari Adano some Ebesiako. Nano Payan Kami Shemini Tessa Ashley Young. I say we retired from football. Age 40 when you feel piano Ashley Young I retire na body or Bobby pass Villa days now we have come about my yumo call na mitiling tamo as I call back near day Watford Munina na and only as I retire say so on one kasam I hang the boot I will be am pamono enye pra enye bibiano wo on what jiri pass what take the right decision and the yaka say on some enya retire no pano na me kada say Bailey on some relegation one relegate na Scott Parker our team no buyer one coach na beto gasa what discuss say adwuma no want to also Emma Bailey ebiem na Deminya so no musu din komo ba dia men say kan say yes Bailey for the adwuma no kwa komo pani bia obey adwuma on the interim your fan Michael Jackson meslo anya nyuntuni na wanya ba bi corona we aye coach ba kwa shara ka de ba mamia your friend coach no Michael Jackson or no ana Deminya say sabe confirmed as Scott Parker ekwa na se Manchester aka no wura no ensom ana ba ball at ama club ya fan so Burnley and no pen no aye kakra fru amaso adeba obakaya mebeka no nan say Newcastle woman so owner aye fan so Yasser Al Rumayyan ayo bi a meeting ebaba so na yese ne by awia crime so aba be draw sa e wo jukena shark mama efi na aye se mansion na kania susom tese gidigidi woman no yese ho ana omu meeting no ababa so woman kwan be bia keke na ba bia meeting ko so ho ho no ensom aye tese Yasser Al Rumayyan and the director Jamie Robin woman mienu ebedru Chasa manager Eddie Howe ebo meeting ase and what you see aye fansa David Hopkinson one some ebo meeting ase and a sporting director aye fansa Ross Wilson and some ebo meeting ase na be koso our Matt Fan Hall and a just one meeting no and some ebo koso our mansion pace one I want to put for kwa meeting sanya baby akaka na Rumayan some ebetumi akwa tenanti or some probably ano she na fe amama penu so ababetra se be ono ensom ebetimi aye meeting amanioma ensom aye fine ediama no abrano pay no yere amtetri nyina adeba maka cho so penalty ka eno ye dey because omuturi eba se season no wo start kama wo bi also omutobia no omutoy ne so kodru ekwi ase na as a Newcastle form na adepe enom ana manioma ha ameno kasa ha ana sa meeting no eno som abekoso na Aston Villa won prosoni akoda na maybe the last time so benya the first ever call up oh Brazil ye follow Gabriel Sara wobo edema Galatasaray when a tiger striker echi yes Aston Villa for no we want show interest because I like Lesebia Morgan Rogers ebeko and just in the onom ana say woman some abeso amadeba mabeka chose Inter Milan epe goalkeeper ye fano Guglielmo Vicario and Deminya no say latest and so manya agree on personal terms the aka say clubs limi you know woman some abareche agreement actually say Spurs almost goalkeeper no wabe join Inter Milan no mutimi wiem kwa dia Mauricio Pochettino and now dim komo and was a situation at Tottenham Hotspur namunum ayana ya pa because no club no edana kuma so and obia no ya datim ne pa ba ha emperefo no ono mo ya dwuma na wo kira ne mamu a wo mo ntia se na akwa obi baba ya no mo ntino mabia so ebi ni Chelsea and was a Chelsea adwuma no anya Chelsea and a pamu no one want to take a decision say one to adwuma no so ama Chelsea biem e say de Marius Enzo Maresca into no Pochettino no ya mpamo no one want to cast adwuma no onya biem na nyina no say o kirem and was also buy no my you signing sin nyina awie the only signing awonya say ewom Azor disasi because I know na o mako pre-season ama Fofana akwa obeche ana call Palmer womum yenu pe ana ono aye coach no wonya say ewom ba Chelsea mpanufo no o kasa wo kire no mo akire mo omontia se na ye bisa wo se hwe Man City no pep o wo say our transfer market mu mempere Omwaye Fawebra Malenko Chelsea de Dabi na coach no ka se coach no and ono say coach players our pitch no so I was so to the coach no so pe edeba and na Chelsea mpa fo no ntiase no Yencho Pochettino our bra wodi nkomo.
I support all the business when we arrive. When we sign, was already done. All the business, all the signing. I was involved at this. I say okay to when we signed this asset because Fofana was injured in pre-season and Cole Palmer. That I don't want to be wrong, but I think in these two we were involved in the decision. But the thing is more about a philosophic idea that the coach or the coaching staff need to be involved in all this type of decision. Need to be important part of the decision. Because if not, it's not easy. I don't want to say things that are so obvious, but Manchester City is work because Pep is involved in all the things. You know, it's only to say only one thing. But the thing is, that is so important. It's not. The coach cannot be on the corner and say, yes, or no, only you coach the team. Because it's too many things that are going on that player to perform, they need to be attached with the coaches. If not, it's difficult. Now, being fair, I support all the business when we arrive. When we sign, was already done. All the business.
Many channels so area to Jawa Brano Peno. I update MAO live on the show. Now new, say be fine.
Boko young. Okay, come up. So oh,
kakra. Na metiasi.
I'm watching now. So every holiday. Ana. December the media jiska. I come me ba.
Da obet me aba.
December so I just have the
problem kra.
Very much as a bar meeting count. Many are way casting in Iambra, many more casting in Iam.
Let's strike out in the ball on top.
Yeah, why stories in a good Champions League in the set? Yes, so many up with Yipa. One how 2 games in a call, you know. Yeah, now it's here for the Champions League. My sneezes are share. This season Champions League Amayate and Yamabi Brazil. I mean, whoever wants to really understand certain things. Football, you'll be anyone was your and see football won't be in and I want to be so follow who be. But if you indeed want to learn this game, you're betting him maybe I say. On the semi-final now, you know, you're both high powered attacking football. You're showing me, you know, 2 teams, you know. And I share make us a defensive side, so but 2 teams are more respected the elements of defending. Atletico Madrid and Arsenal. Madrid ni PSG game ne koso. Question about this man for kapa or statement na man for make here. 2 teams ni nyina no bo omo identity yaw. Company identity ne dia. Company na identity yeah.
Attacking football.
No.
Possessive football.
No. Attacking football, possessive football. Are you buying a culture? Are you buying culture? Company doesn't have an identity. He doesn't have one. He has vision. He has vision as a young coach. He has a great vision. In fact, talking about young coaches, what ideologies or the bad game, I think our no one there. I saw for fun kitty be brave who am I check you more hairstyle, more dress and how more casata so almost for panino or dinner chino. Oh, check here. Company. He's carved away. Oh, no, the Namaswa Oko. And it has to be that way, but only identity yet. Company ni identity yet. He has vision as a young coach. Na vision no and a buying for who ye. Say, oh, a Jumaya or Bentley. Baby nentete as a player of free banner. You find out and free Crawford Benho if they can reaffirm our hope and trust in this guy.
So or Bentley right from the championship. I qualify for the Premier League. Young Casa said and Bentley si bomb bono and they bind the sink and ye company's identity similar to that of Pep Guardiola some years back?
Okay, I would say a very high technical question, but yeah, Shadi Biwa.
Burnley so boss and not buying Bona, but the only difference in the quality involved. Players are Burnley, and no matter what symbol I will buy.
Oh, say, Bono, your ultra counter-attacking game, ultra counter-attacking game, and they are blended with possession. Kakrabi, actually 1-2 na boniko, 1-2 na boniko. And your ultra possessive team. Bonenko. Obaya no moba. Ujina bonema. And we a Pep Guardiola the year was Spain. Ultra means a extreme. Omu crabo nama sabe ebro so tan. And then you will Mrika for Nubia. The Klopp Babayena. Klopp, he didn't cover possession. Possession is built on the midfield. Klopp midfield has been in a Crabono, Henderson, Gigi, Wijnaldum, Fabinho. No. Stylistically, that team was built for the attack. Mane, Firmino, Salah. So why are you keeping the ball? But in Pep's concepts, in any ideologies, he wanted to keep the ball. He kept it. Buying team way a hybrid. Let's get this. Team way a hybrid. And when any counter, and when possession, he's combined the two. Barely team no company or nay more possession about 70%. Then for so be any so. And one of the call relegation. Pepa Panefe. Possession enjoy average possession per 90 minutes 65%, 70%. Barely were here for relegation. For so many possession so. But so check buying team we are. A more attacking style ne party as a Hansi Flick Bassa no. Hansi Flick Bassa way different from Pep Bassa no. Hansi Flick Bassa way to say the MNS na Louis Enrique coach no. So check it team now. Omo nyina attacking no. Na referee Pochettino, sorry, Pellegrini, Roberto Mancini at Man City. No way attacking no. And I are referee.
True.
Pellegrini, Roberto Mancini. No way attacking coaches. Check the kind of recruitment they did. Players from Totoba. Yet when Man City and the neutral source say Pep Guardiola bano. Or no a possession no call extreme scenes are two coaches no. Into Man City possession, Ubi as sorrow Man City attacking footballer, Ubi as a Pep and they attacking football, Man City, there be Pellegrini Kobo attacking football, Roberto Mancini Kobo attacking football, but Pep attacking football no was like an extreme one, no possessions account. At some point, I say against Liverpool or Man City, crowd bonus are 46 times, and they were now born, they are still attacking, except the attacking speed has increased now. The same thing like our Basano. Now the team attacking speed, from say Hansi Flick the way. Yet in attacking. And don't tell me Busa say company the identity and buying onya born no more Hurricane passing to Luis Diaz Bono. A distance of 40 years. How many short sequences in the room? The striker has taken off. Give him the ball. Sana has a flake the entity. Kocha Lamia man travel and our bono. The distance of that those passes. Emuwa.
Basanka Pep. Ni olden days nanka okokra ye tafre ball no ho near the aba.
Omu drenu ye twemu nsuo ansa na masa ahyew.
Na Rooney catcher service o man nya de o moye na obehu.
They drain you with the passes. They keep the ball, they keep the spaces as well. Two na musa na obre. But we mo de no. Omunya ball no mo nche no moko. So what is company's identity? Now company is dancing within the culture of buying. How buying sees football and has seen football. When Lizarazu ni Afonso Davis wana kone nim. Lizarazu akone nim. Check most of the wingers abenya o game nim. Guerrero. Some more fullbacks in it here. Some more wingers here. So company is now trying to carve off something. Now dear me, imagine you say, "O money PH game no yaw." Me dear, na you chow mame. Na you chow. Ade bia na dot so no value nim. First half produce 5 goals. Highest first half score in the history of the Champions League. go through. Look, this game, it has been built on equilibrium, or more designing the principles of this game. It has been built on equilibrium. That is why until you Enrique team now 2015 the J Champions League, the exit of Neymar a breaky Ponkonechi. Because that team was built on the MNS. MNS never could boo and team in Abawi. Why? Everybody want to get a ball. MNS. Other defenders in the ball manner. But nobody recalls saying the defenders were born because the final 10 and what they need so but could booya and what they know etc. This Arsenal side, me respect Arsenal team we say buying team no.
Oh
yeah.
Which saying?
And not tell me can say principles of this game, it is built on equilibrium, balance.
Yes, so Arsenal is the only club on lose game in this season's Champions League.
Na omajum Arsenal adwuma no. Me respecting adwuma no say the company here wa no. Company, when you have the will to attack company, they will give you the chances to score. But will be any hard be Arsenal so a obenya the freedom the ball beto with ease. Where they have a work to do, the final third, they need efficacy, fresh chances, 3 goals, high potency striker.
They said the PSG.
And don't worry, was silly at your home. Now go now right down, wanna go baby.
Yeah.
Saliba we born. And here born will be the punish show. They need all of that. Buying team, 10 chances, 10 goals. Is that a team for you? Where lies the strength? The final third. No. When you want to dominate, you need strategy. You don't need strength. That strength lies in the final third. Other times, we better nullify your strength. Where would your strategy lie? Come from? Ateta our big strategy. Oh, team say company. Let's go. They don't defend. Why Madrid the Champions League Ronaldo because of the balance with team. Omo de Modric, Cruz, and Casemiro, Ronaldo 2018. And a Ronaldo Koye.
No more.
Mr. Champions League or the BBA Comeboa. No one for balance uncle. And over there Modric, Cruz and Casemiro sa call man in view. And Valverde, Vinicius, Benzema and what J 21, 22. Over there Valverde, Vinicius, Benzema and J and Ronaldo call. But the same method but attack back on Isco Bojana Benzema and Ronaldo chi. Ronaldo gone, no problem. There's still balance. And I'm going for Umbuchi also. Oh, that has been
last
the case.
One cried Jude by Sana Cruz. That's all.
But Benzema,
that's okay.
They moved with balance. Team the strength in Ibako for. So when a compare you woo, and it's I'm saying name a call na, but that team no na strong because so I call trouble. Louis Enrique. Na trouble no one player kwa. But that player no the strength na na when him no. To call na chiro for you exposed. Compare chiro hono no buying a chiro hono no. Yaw muda ho. I don't respect his defensive ethics as a coach. Me salute too big time. Mikel Arteta Juma wo you know. This is football. Obian show be need no. That's never the game. This game I call Champions League we. Boko PSG bako. Empire me born say. Na me mean say Enrique be we from company. But the company they be share Arteta and can be who game. So ebe you listen Pierre Hincapi.
Yes.
Ebe you listen Pierre Hincapi wa ha. We will see game. A coach who understands defensive attributes of a game and tries to bait you into attack more. No, what you company do no way.
And PSG were etching now, sir.
That is the case. That is the case. With Pacho ne Marquinhos. Luis Diaz born won't find TV in the Somalia. One say, coach is in defending, and one a chap pepper Jumanus was paying. No. At some point, you know, the Hianos will be defending Yetia Bassa, and a pep, no beba, and Ameboa, Gary Bale, Batra, and Yanwa, Di Maria Puyo, and Yanwa. You need space to kill Pep Guardiola. You needed space to kill him. Company Jumana Warrior, say Sipa, Yao. na anybody bi game no course we no Luis Enrique ko chia no ka kire say na want me place ho who nipa na no gina company chi say de no sisire no Luis Enrique I introduce on the actual buying for no say we want me and Jeff here I'm available. This conversation will pop up buying looking for Luis Enrique after Champions League, a company to be Angia. Now, because buying the squad, we go to Omonji Europe. Omonji because company are very popular right now. To Omonji the Dima and show Omode discussion inside disagreement. Omode no call. Maresca was so popular with the fans, but in Penifoni, they don't need behind the scenes. Company and Champions League and next season exits conversation a bit rising. And it will be a failure. Why would you go 2 seasons with Hurricane or Lise, these guys now in Europe? And it's quite a better company pay you. Because if you have the willpower to attack, company will say, come on, attack me. Come. Usmani Dembele boy. Yeah, kwa di tumake can you? Oh, and a full house.
Okay, may I say, Meza.
When I make a Carbo Arsenal game, no, yeah, share coaches market because that is the conversation that is actually going around. Now, yeah, we share and run game between Arsenal and Atletico Madrid. It all geared towards one direction. Say these are two teams who are at par. I'm sure say Omumi and tempted to be because one Atletico Madrid naturally won. Two Arsenal so any more yet. Until be an award in baby and award in your day. But the sheer quality and decision making of refereeing decisions in the VAR in such games is very important that we need to pay close attention to. What I realize is that semi-final 2 games now no every single team within it any penalty. Paris Saint-Germain penalty, Bayern Munich penalty, Arsenal penalty, and Atletico Madrid penalty. But there has been conversations around the mood in which these penalties came about. First of all, over here the penalty against Alphonso Davies, and the questions he raised by. Now I heard the penalty against Victor Gyökeres, and the fast by. Then I heard the penalty here GTR Arsenal Ben White, baby Anna Oko, and the GTR it raises a lot of questions about the VAR and refereeing decisions at this level of the UEFA Champions League. And now the controversy surrounding it, just by saying we've been able to experience quality games at each end. Let nobody deceive you, say no again in any fair. And now some catcher said there will be a dream. On the number said no be a dream and say game way no basa say, and it got to a point in time. Referee allow game need to flow pure end to end. Atletico Madrid attack it, we say so attack it. But it brings you to the level of discussion. Say, a dear no be here. Diego Simeone has lost his identity. 2 things I learned from this game. Simeone has lost his identity as a coach. Arsenal needs a better forward. Yow, Simeone team pana ane ba. Gyökeres Simeone we mu timi fem. Na Atletico Madrid shaky at the back line. Ya bo pass to no mo hope. Ubotum no mo hope. And I think that is really going to show the downfall of Diego Simeone and Atletico Madrid coming down. Yow, you see, coach Bia clear identity among who's over for me say obelusu a certain touch of idea di nimino. Didn't a man for Jose Mourinho you finished? Didn't you Jose Mourinho? How do Jose Mourinho team consider Bebre? It raises a lot of questions. So when you are known for something and it starts changing around you, it raises a lot of questions. And I think Diego Simeone is not even on dinner. Original touchline. This is not the Diego Simeone I know. That's why I say the antics now usually no. But Nensanu need team ni so they brace the defense. They looked all over the place in the first 15 minutes of the game. Omuba game in second 15 minutes of the game. Yebe first half now and 5. They looked out of the game. But the psychological aspect came in about second half. Then Arsenal, the mental breakdown comes in again. Oma relax, away game. But I think Arsenal, pushy baby, Arsenal would have even won the game.
Because anytime Biana Arsenal best search forward Biana you as an analytical.
But the time make us something here for near say look at Obi say Julian Alvarez need the way he operates near that. Yeah, you see, I don't know Julian Alvarez here and no should confirm to you say you can have a world class defense, but when you meet elite attackers, obebre. It's not the no she said, and then I didn't see 2 days ago they see by when they can PSG game an attack or initial yaw mushia elite attackers. But open a mushia no. And now Bakubi saw J-Bon or Dane 1-2. And then David Raya. Or Dane Hoko Dane Hokano Bo Banyai.
Na Basa for any Breno.
Now, elite attackers, when they meet elite defenders, no matter the quality you have, you will suffer. And that is what you. And no free game, no Atletico Madrid were literally toothless. And Griezmann Bobo na no the assign no the Konechi. Toothless. And this is what attackers will do. But it is still open. Yeah, Arsenal will fear no. And one also Wontumi, and they need to be mentally ready more than they were mentally ready for the game against Atletico Spain. Arsenal will fear. Meaning so what you various interviews by players around Arsenal home. And the supporters play a massive role in how Arsenal a performance still will fear. Taladam Scott interview mu can say Arsenal team no. Omubodru baby a supporters in the crowd team my opponent in the crowd the courage to go at Arsenal. And this is an Atletico Madrid team. Waba Anfield abe Liverpool film. Waba England abe Chelsea nyadwa bida. The same Arsenal I think in 2018 Europa League. Omuba England also abe nyoma wo. Iti omunya club a omutu kwa ne ba ofia obetima ka sei. Yehu the sporting de be Arsenal ofie. After say Arsenal, share by 1-0. Yow, you started through the round of 16 the bar. Ubetimi achre baby Arsenal qualify. A lot of the games Arsenal qualified, don't qualify while we Arsenal will be. But this is totally different. And it makes the game open for both teams. And next week we'll enjoy the quality of football between the two. Yeah, on the coaches discussion. You see, now Real Madrid is stuck within the middle. It helped they say Newton Akofa company asem dia ba be join na adwuma wo ye. Another club obi edi hu nkomo ye Real Madrid Jose Mourinho na ebefa Jurgen Klopp na ebe ye adwuma no. This morning na me can be from Lasser in Spain. Na omu komo mu di nyina na say Real Madrid the session of the Real Madrid players due to me say Jose Mourinho ba. There will be egos our dressing room ha conflict be seen tentem so. Because Jose Mourinho need to me manage this and your be clash into Kobisi. It come prefer Jurgen Klopp. Se Klopp them run be adwuma from one. You see, for Florentino Perez and the history of Real Madrid and where he's coming from, and it's totally difficult to ascertain the fact that Obetimako for Obia se be not never be coach Real Madrid because Oditumi say one crown abe story na mamete say omo appointe Xabi Alonso mo de omo ba no oja omo pedima omo. Yeah,
this time there
on one kasa de ope and obako fa de aba. Eye because onim konfa so di nya power. And this thing I've said it before say the Florentino Perez and Luis Figo akonye Real Madrid president da. Florentino Perez sankenye Luis Figo ka onya Real Madrid president. Die ti o wini aba na me de ne be si so ne say okwohye ebo. Se mutu aba ne mame a midiwe baba ba ma akofa Figo di na ba. Ama okọ bonsam na nkasa nu ana ne tamfo nu. On ne sa ko hiem no yi player ne de ne bae. Ohomagudie. So when it comes to superstars, Florentino Perez believes that something that gave him power, he shouldn't change from it. It will be about superstars and we want bringing the best out of them. Biana be more money Biana pay. And one of them is Obako Fado Diaba. You see, and he believes there was a point our Real Madrid or more seasons in Mua. Now ya omo chiro omo. Just in the best stabilize club no. No more round of 16 and Olympic Lyon a year of film.
Benzema mo.
Quarter final Olympic Lyon a year of film. But Okofa Jose didn't buy in a team where they had Mesut Ozil, Karim Benzema, Cristiano Ronaldo, Sergio Ramos, all of these top stars. Jose Mourinho team manager. And in the era now, no need to be the Real Madrid G League no. Yaw. Me sure say all the coaches mako 5 ko that year na kabako current team in G League no. because that Barcelona team omo built it between 2009 eba be 2011 2012 under Pep Guardiola manager bay if not for Jose, because the quality of that team ya obe brese who you coach in Nikura Tonchia Lionel Messi, Andres Iniesta, Xavi Busquets omo kwan ya dimu omo kwan ya problem. And it's one of the greatest teams I've ever watched in terms of world football. Wontumi taken away. Sheer brilliance. In and out of possession. Omona na can say what 30 seconds no lose ball na ya press o. Say na dey say press na ba na gidigidi we dribble no akọ we be omo dey na dey 30 seconds na ball ni kura o. Bo no ma you afrim. There was a game Cristiano Ronaldo no gina fifi say. Omo bona no ato ne sakosoro. Ne bo obubafu. They will frustrate you and they win. So in that era, Jose Mourinho the team be bridge that gap. Free work on. Omo beto ato asu nyina we ba no abeje because he was able to stabilize the club at a moment where there were a lot of disappointment. Now for 2 consecutive seasons, Real Madrid they break. Florentino Perez done in the Chelsea derby me and Kofa. So it's the same situation like Carlo Ancelotti. Edu Ombeje 2013 2014 oja honom ko when you akone na Everton na no be any say Ancelotti is finished and now don't call Florentino Perez derby no let's go and bring him back Sankofa wo yenchi. I think for Klopp and Real Madrid, Jose and Real Madrid say no koka say
Jose na kohoda
wakohoda
Klopp on Jumo Madrid
derby and I think Klopp has managed stars. But at the level of superstars, or more from superstars, any the level of ego. You see, Klopp manage Dortmund boy. I don't manage Liverpool. Salah no say Salah hard drink akra. No say man is so hard drink akra. But me busa o. O he Salah ego na he Mbappe. No he Vini ego Real Madrid. No he money. Level net is saying.
Yeah, the move.
What you say? And then who is Salah ne money ni free honum. I don't think Virgil van Dijk has a serious ego issues. Trent Arnold. I know Trent Arnold will be praying Sanka Club Kramra. On the can pay no because on only coaching no. A bank be fagidi. But I think in the dressing room, with the kind of players they have and having winners, because a nay Klopp no call Liverpool no want the Champions League back. What about final 2 mewa? O call Dortmund what about Champions League? Klopp
Champions League so quarter.
Final quarter Real Madrid ni fimutu no share Tottenham back.
Yeah.
Uye no ni fi ono ma Vinicius Junior na age Champions League say Mbappe so age World Cup no buy no nye but no a superstar on his own baby o free ban no she neche. You see enti na timi ma vava de timi catch Alonso say me two na de me bon me mpe and so Tom and Ancelotti wo hono na two no bo me I think Jose hasn't been bad even at Benfica. And for that dressing room and getting the best out of this, because now they need somebody or they need a coach on the touchline. It will say just say Vinicius Junior film over to Tuneza.
I didn't have a sound Bobby Mana.
Say the other Alonso was free not to Tuneza.
Not to me.
Just say no. Or more Benfica boy issue no crab and head your money now call just in chain. Then you could din come right after the game, the conversations that has gone on. Jose might not be your modern day tactically astute manager. Or your modern day tactically astute manager. But in terms of bridging, because they believe this team needs more man management than even the tactical aspect of the game. But I think say for Carlo Ancelotti, the boy is no proper assistant at least tactically, no so boy bano. So if Jose Mourinho could get somebody tactically, or also one in chill bit me what said the Ancelotti be trust you me, it could be a match made in heaven.
Now Jose said Benfica and Madrid
and also Madrid the lose. I don't know if you realize it. Madrid have also lost their arrogance. In the last 2 seasons, I don't know if you realize it. The arrogance is said, yeah, Madrid
Champions League near
yeah, Madrid no. Omo kasakra na ne to be ana yesere.
15 in the Oboso, maybe 15.
And the Oboso, but because the last 2 seasons, also there's a certain arrogance. Madrid need pay bar. This is Jose. Obama Munina will game in that assessor. No, we're Real Madrid. We're never the agro. And I think in the dressing for somebody who has managed Cristiano Ronaldo, Karim Benzema, a lot of things, there's enough experience. But Matisse Tony Cruz, so pushy for Jurgen Klopp. Some kono sumra. na dressing room they stabilize. But for the two of them, Kasebi, I Jose Mourinho, I think I'm not saying club can do a better job at Real Madrid. But I'm only trying to say the slightest difference between the two years. Jose has been there before.
Wontumi.
He has worked under Florentino Perez. He understood what there was all year. I say I would be to be the resource at the Real Madrid. But it's interesting to see what the next few days will give to us.
May I say, Steve?
Yeah, very interesting. Really, from a lot of the handles as to who becomes the next manager. Can say. Because of how Mourinho goes about handling egos. I'm saying Mourinho no shada the preferred choice for them. But I want to put out one question. Say among the players what Real Madrid is saying, why and the real saying now are you a superstar more than Jose Mourinho? It's a question. Players at Madrid.
Players, no.
Yes. Why not say globally, are you a superstar more than Mourinho? They gave them that freedom under certain managers. But baby, critical. They can't afford to go another season repeating the same mistakes they did. This is the same side that Omotori with managers, Ekofa Santiago Solari, Okofa Rafa Benitez, Julian Letegi, Baya, Omunya problem. And they managed to find a way out of it. And what quality or honor, you can't let it go waste because of what? The discussion of egos. Now, sir, Opesa would say the model, sir, Jurgen Klopp at the year Juma is the reason I say personally, I don't see him working at Madrid. And he said, ask yourself why, sir, Sadio Mane bought for Liverpool for a number of years. No one to say or no be but oko Bayern oko ball Leroy signing oko Painano. So it means that behind the scene there was a lot that he needed to control over there.
Certainly, money cry interview because no salary issues. Okay, I in check cry.
Yes. How do you
money nine tom?
Yes.
So I only Ferdinand and also only more salary and problems.
So how do you manage to keep two players or rivals on their continent? Weji African Football of the Year, Weji twice now Winswa Baba GB. We mentioned a Ballon d'Or podium, Winswa Kujina Subi. Is it a difficult, a simple situation for any manager? Very difficult. It is a Vini who say, and also Mama Kano who say, Klopp there because of. Inti Obi share Obi or say, Newton and Minimini, we won't mean yet. Me say, and Kebida. Newton will show you what the relationship with you. I was just on the show. And so way yes, who are two bimona or community. So, Miss Software don't mean you are making a very big mistake. The picture now person who know the channel. So never stand anywhere. Say you are defending somebody vehemently. I had your own relationship with the end of them. And maybe that will be say. Say a way dear. Me come in and now damn paso. And maybe that. I had your person who know him. You don't know the others. So the SC or club in any place in them behind the scenes. Liverpool as a club, coach and strictly, they will cover up everything. And man, so you know, so the justifications are bar because of how he lived with the Liverpool players. You know, now, when they say, "Oh, big boys or mobile hard." At some point, he had a touchline misunderstanding with Salah. Man, he said, "Oh, you may on a free game, Bimu." He was so angry with him against Burnley. Oh, he Sadio Mane. I got na bench he was ranting. Inti ebisi ego na kanipa say amakra and chrese unye nipa. You cease to be a human. You belong to the angels. So you're very successful. You need to have ego. I drive and I do work on. Why then you don't belong to us. So they can't go another season I say ombe mistake with the coaching appointment. No more san ka say omo pre-season no more any year and any affect them. This season a lot has gone wrong with Real Madrid. They need to. And Mescani across Europe. Senana Mezaya Kaba Ancelotti. He's a coach that has captured every generation. He belongs to the old school, new school, whatever, wherever you put him. As a CD. But me not sure say game you must say coaches bebre or how mo yard ye bebre Mourinho. Should Madrid decide on him?
Mahuzo be saying a tactics near old fashioned.
I near old fashioned. What is old fashioned? At Roma he won Conference League.
Benfica and we are Roman Madrid Champions League. That was like Jose team.
Two players no more.
Yes. You can argue from that point to say old tactics in all day.
Compare now ma and this one here friend we guys are born a ball.
What's this?
And a PSG mom.
What's this?
And a buying a boss our game.
Now Omokra game no more born. Me say a man for the English Premiership clubs and they say this is football. Ni omo a replica of their club boy at Liverpool. Game na PSG it's the same. Look at heavy metal football. Heavy metal football. Only that we have no two teams near boy and we half press.
And always our technical players.
Liverpool in your mechanical midfielders. You better running at you at your ball. Yeah, we thrive on the pace of Sadio Mane and Mo Salah. So Liverpool time, when we say Liverpool should be 7. Liverpool and Burnley, was it Bournemouth? 9 goals. Game no more bono. Just a replica of their club obey.
Run to me.
It is our shake game. We now hate team no na a bit boring. You look at who is the manager. Inti that takes me to Minese. Newton say Arteta and then he belongs to so Arteta say I sympathy. But the emphasis sympathy in Pelba. That is what he's trying to do. Now can you
sympathy
when original baby so you be in trouble.
When the next thing now money we are
assistant.
we are homo bromano now woman who school now school
yeah homo broche
okay
to now we are sure say Yemfane say scanny will be ba before say daddy so pay
o say be bit me see
ABC one
man bit me from only
see what he
Wontumi
okay me busa simple question me busa say one say obey trika mo be left there
o see bebre
see what he
unless
say onimo a ma left te say the onimo bi a obetima ma oba left no obasa or driver onimo no ma left
material can
but wo be ma onim no be bia so to o ma left but you so say why am say isru but the same suru no o the man dey a
obefro
so if you want to understand them basically that's how
when you involve humobro
and come Mikel Arteta 7. You see game na Bayern anyway boy the problem with Bayern is they have issues with their two center pair omo also omo fit for Bayern so she that Luis Gustavo Dante Bonfim now she Boateng ma bo na ye we ni nuan we they lack pace. And until I say, Ghana League players be a the way of Ghana League, we are banned best at Tijan. Jonathan Tan by a geography.
Pass you.
Yakofa Georgia beg bar. And now she go na supporters in a complaining. And a supporter by Coccas, not attack pa. I say, and I'm friends no more that. If I say she go and I say,
ya fast seven pass you say, Brabe defend it.
Yes. So game no more boy. Arteta ball no boy. Who ball me Henry insert be or say it's about belief. Or more as Arsenal for no true and true. Our winning football no the understanding of how to win. I say, yeah, who say oh yeah the Arteta you me born about so. adentia consistency what samba hobby but only they believe that they will win and they pundits be or follow game so and Arsenal now support it now so objectively Arsenal team now they are undefeated oh baby or more but baby I catch you say nah their PAG anyway it looks more like a winning team than Arsenal you know for how long and I will be Gina or build a team no a defensive unit now and no me share Saliba ne a back on everything
Gabriel
but who's a coach is saying be as a power. Do you know say Saliba when you press him that high he is as confused as anybody
until now omo matches na so ara Gabriel Taiji man of the match was Gabriel
Saliba ni say and a couple of times he lost possession but so losing possession against PSG against Bayern in similar situation I like Madrid de maka omo coach ni men checking because this team I would say team show be but because of the manager they are until Arsenal they know so person is sympathetic with Ateta you can say only a year but you can't use the one goal project sir against teams so multimission 43 goals at this point now Messiah Mama 43 goals or 42 goals in the Champions League against near Arsenal you see Dembele Luis Diaz Olise they will force you to make the mistake and they will score you.
Wontumi
a training but you can't outscore them.
Say new a children masma wokano Arsenal so any more the quiet say you carriage no so to mean emphate Arsenal system just Arsenal go no form compared to other opponents and so
they a job near work in progress visibly who's a striker where high potency finisher free chances so I didn't know good net I want to do
so to sanke bia Alvarez mona you carry or that's not team anymore.
My picture be right after the game Okoshia the touchline I say Mikel Arteta and Alvarez so we go on the bar material and say look he's even having that idea he's having that thought
so open the
share Arsenal team no so onya clinical finisher boss na ba na maduka mu hu omudi Joker's more decision this team no eh more stable o de kasa esen by team no stability na de kasa so two buying team no you see certain types of profiles be so Upamecano Jonathan Tah those are the best center backs you get for this style of play ragged for no omuntimi pass yi and now benya hybrid do onim pass enim tackle Ramos Bonucci kelenim no omuni system no bebre sa say you
benya ni
for where the best omachi one oh and don't you know about Dante because Dante
deny somebody any passing
good passing
okay
but Mickey Van de Ven guy now or pass or also tackle omuni a few guys and our system no oh the other no David Luiz Dante Jerome Boateng Bastuba Matamos those who for naturally among good tacklers sabi na we much on but on the picture in here me asima me na me dwene ho say look it's a manager or kono say oh the person make sure no
see with Mikel Arteta Jokeres no or you the Haaland type of a striker providing with the right service you ask us has Arsenal for more provision in terms of chances for him to score let's say
Luis Diaz he should touch you see she touch oh say Jokeres aboard ko be fumble
quality no edidisu baby but no quality no you need to Odegaard no have the forward passes na net say Arsenal the kwa ha ni aba enra we see game na yefe Martinelli need the namase no asan pass ko echiro as a winger the other ones are pushing you to
Madueke
he was shooting yes so Jokeres there you need to provide him with the right services that is simple so one yen is idea you won't get the best out of him
Mate Mike Bray
fancy me da say Arsenal for nyina oh yeah, Arsenal needs to anya akokodro nenya rehye mu se nyoma be ye. They are the best team in the Champions League now. Arsenal is the best team in the Champions League.
Lose game still.
Yeah.
Last week say me 2 points but Masari account.
Oh, no problem.
Last week with 2.
They are the best team in the Champions League now. And Fahuni di obi abeka. And again, football ni madia bako success. Formula to success and yet one. There are various definitions and dimensions to dear ede yen kunim dieba. So your time beer, a certain style will dominate for a while, but it doesn't make it the sacred and the only way. And yes, John 14 says line Ibia. This one, football and in the dynamism and in the dimensions around it. So wofa benkumu ye. Ofa nifasu ye. So woka benkum ni nifa bomu ana ofa mfimfin hone hoswa ye.
The answer be true.
The here say we drew and one results in here. People can berate you for whatever. Nobody remembers that Leicester J League no playing beautiful football and now playing football a defensive. No, they counter attack Jamie Vardy and Mahrez more. Nobody remembers. The only thing we remember is Leicester kita trophy no more who ye ni say ye players or more yes are. Football celebrates moments, not the number of beautiful performances. And the biggest moment you can celebrate in football is when success has been achieved. And I'm talking about tangible success. I don't understand football or dynamics. They are buying any PSG Toma Tuesday. No. So fa a pure football brain. So unfa tactics in Dinkoma. Obeka said it was a game that lacked quality. Game ayabo keeper make it save back okra man ono ya.
Eno na new team kano. I'm the man for being tears.
Ya bon match we keeper wa make one single save.
Ni nyina atom.
Ta Jonathan ta. She defender no. So it was a game that they risked a lot and a breached a lot of football principles. So buy any PSG
but
game.
We are so more enjoy.
No, you see, enjoyment and excitement comes in the moment that were created.
Okay.
How many moments in the account here? 5, 4, 9 beautiful moments. Not a football need so. But if you are subjecting this game to perfect analysis, it was a game that lacked quality in certain aspects of the match.
But not individuals.
Say
not individuals with regards to quality now. Okay.
Oh, quality is midfield defensively. You look at individuals who did not produce quality.
Okay.
For instance, the internal Alfonso Davies in free mu Stanisic, and some of his poor decision making. Nuno Mendes, they win by Hernandez. So it wasn't a perfect game, but it was a high octane game that delivered excitement. And excitement ain't equal to perfection and now quality. You can get excitement for a concert, a artist no bono, a underground artist, or your standard or quality artist. But when your excitement free move because the excitement you got from it goes. But in terms of standard, performance, quality, it was missing in certain phases. Sana me pesemeka.
Okay.
So mema yem bireti ateta bebre because waswan sa. Ana wunnim wa hoboa ana obehu akwantu a wotuo. Yetie ochina mesi me tu kwan me kon hia me peja meti me ko UK. UK na me ko na me nkita visa na me tu kwan. Kwan be na me fast wenya visa no. How do I get to the UK? Ebi obi di all the school. Meme di ano me di adwuma. Did we get to our destination? Yes. Into all the now the fakwa and it does not make it the best way to access the UK. No, you don't understand it again. In football, see the trophy initial seems so we a winner. You can say we are more deserving winner than the other. Now we win no, a better than the other. you're fraud champion. That is the point. If Arteta's methods has led them here, I think we should understand him more than criticize.
Semi-final twice in a row for the first time in 140 years.
How many matches normal ball
the club's history? This is what the Kobe
13 games unbeaten. The last time they went this level, they went to the final. Arsenal history, no Champions League, about final back who semi-final, and then you four more Musao.
The quarter final twice in a row.
Now he's taking them to that place. Exactly. So, baby, I will do it. I think menka se mo no. But at least media can confirm mano. Judging by the stage he's gotten to with his methods. Now, if it finally wins, it becomes a blueprint. Excuse me, dear Pep, if it did not win, he would have been a laughing stock. Goalkeeper, you ball pass it, your body say Pep style now, and there will be a Suano. It has become a blueprint because it yielded success. But as starting, it wasn't as appreciated as it is now. So Arteta methods way. If it delivers success, it breaks the football divide again. Football, no, as I said, there were dimensions, but there were era beer. A certain divide need dominating more. Era na no. The divide towards Pep mo style, no, that ideology, and then dominating boss is here. Into Obibio obey idea different be and who say we are anti-football. There is nothing like anti-football. You need defending football, you need attacking football. And we just coinages to describe. But attacking football is in no way purer than defending football. The Amokano. Bako nye kron sen bako. Bako nye papa and sen bako.
Beyond the style.
Exactly the approach. And they say, oh, Baha, your dressing sense, your appearances, your demeanor is Susian. Bako dia nye papa and sen bako. And then the kaboom na football. So if Arteta's methods win, then it starts to become a blueprint. Me pesa me ye di Arteta de Arsenal ni bi no mo je no. Methods that yield success, methods are a copy, ni aye the blueprint, na bi ma hwe so asua. So let's tone down the over criticism. BM. Mimbiemu, Basha baby Amedru. And wow, ten China say, Mibiemu Momoana Merini. You don't know my team better than I do. I think if you ask the Arsenal players and say, star Ben Amopa, they will tell you the star that wins. They won't tell you we want A or B. They didn't kunim die bebanana no mope. Not what will be appealing and then a lot of people will appreciate. Darby, you cannot be better in that than Omo Argentini. So let's understand things. Now, it leads me to the whole conversation about Mourinho and the Ekoso. But the question is, Adena Madrid here in praying, it will help us to answer the question of the kind of coach or Muhia. What do they need?
Discipline.
And then?
Resource.
And then?
Cohesion.
So it means Madrid ain't a project. Yeah, a project, quote unquote, yeah, larger contest. But the person me say, and your team why ya say, coach ni yet think koda ni aton, and I say, adia ba Madrid they speak one language, winning, not style. Madrid and your style. And the only times Florentino Perez etie the directors and the scout ni omo around about candidates in terms of coaching. On those occasions, they have had to change their mind the quickest. Julian Lopetegui was a recommendation and yet a pure Perez candidate. Okay, fine, no problem. Oh yeah, there with Spain. Yepe, Yanko Fanembrai, Obo beautiful football. It was a disastrous spell. Tijana Kwame before his time. Xabi Alonso again. Alonso was a recommendation, not a Perez signing. oh, when I'm a feel is obey Jumano. And yes, idea what happens? He comes. Dear Opeso Yeno, there was a clash with culture, even before the player clash. Then, eventually, he will be sacked before his time. Perez, the experience he has garnered. How old is he? I think he will be 80 or 70 something. Share times or their football. No. I don't think there is a single sporting director, technical director, and a football director, or what experience in knowing how to win than Perez. So he would definitely trust in his judgment. He would believe in trust. Many Newton are here, Jumada. Minim no send you see it here. And nobody also truly understands the Real Madrid situation than Perez.
Perez 79.
79, fantastic. So he will know very well your problem in here and who anu ye. On the outside, it will be seen differently. But I would rather trust. Konfobane na watna yare for hono. Ama yare for no we I will trust him than comfort na wabana onyam beka ne dro. No beka ne dro no toy. So in Perez, he has maintained Madrid, even in their status, and they have achieved success. There is not a single football club in the last decade or more successful than Real Madrid. Mame Bako. For the last 10 years, in the last one football club, or say, or no dear, why is successful than Real Madrid? Bobako Chireme. In Europe, none. There are multiple league winners, multiple Champions League winners. They've won more Champions League, in fact, than England teams or Madrid in the last 10 years. Kikaboom.
16 to 26.
Yeah, Kikaboom. So England teams no Madrid Champions League be on separate occasions. No, Madrid na jeto do wasi in the last 10. So, mi team no yare o, mi team no yare, Madrid no yare. Meboa. But oyare no. So what do you want to tell me? So it is what Perez wants, and I may believe it, may trust it. I'm not saying he's perfect, he gets everything right, but again, nobody truly understands what Madrid needs now than he. So the point is, what do they need now? I think, like you explained, discipline, way. Okay, then the characters, the personalities available. Madrid need a short-term fix, not a long-term or medium-term project. Klopp, it took him how many years before he won at Liverpool? 5-6 years. So his methods and deliver quick success. And the methods, are well suited to your build BB, yes, Madrid and yes, sir.
So supporters no grant nyasa time no ntwen because somebody can go 2 seasons.
They speak one language. Kasa ba ko no mka.
Ye ni masa wo dia ba o.
No. Aye winning.
What the bahano na ye kotoko.
Yeah. The same say over can't rebuild match na kotoko.
Madrid no. Omunim no. Aye win. So it's a nothing na. Yeah, be build the team mahye nya botre ne. So I hear talks. Nah, Klopp is not a Madrid manager. I won't lie. Klopp, Bayern Munich, the Omodia company, he will get the same luxury of time, patience, trust, understanding. At Madrid, the other will buy the crown, but that's when the deal was at a point. Because when it gets to the stage where I was a players no a certain satisfaction, president will not risk the players or best sacrifice a coach. It is a highly political club, and unfortunately, Klopp will not thrive in such an environment. He is a brilliant manager, but Jurgen Klopp will not thrive in a club and a structure that is Madrid. There is little protection. And Madrid is not a respecter of profiles, pedigree, or personality. So when you Pep Guardiola now by Madrid in there, now be Digua, they will sack you. Because on some thing club
so
no.
Coach, we player.
No, you are not bigger. And in Perez's judgment again, whenever he has seen the need to go for a short-term fix, it delivers results. Zidane, 1 and 2. Ancelotti 1 and 2. Anytime there was chaos, Namekophobia by their best solve the situation. He did it excellently. Mourinho 1. Inter, they were dominating, and he had seen how Mourinho antagonized Barcelona for in the Champions League. I need to break the Barca hegemony, that dominance. Sadia, Mourinho bra. In 2 years, Mourinho did it. The next season, Pep, minye jumani biomeko sabbatical. Understand the dynamics of this game. Baby, Madrid won. Politically, they are losing a lot of battles. Oni UEFA, Bruno, and the Madrid in La Liga. Omo kontokwa. Barcelona na no bata ne ho supporting the UEFA no, and the Barcelona atwene ho, and it looks like Barca a neutral in Madrid's fight against the La Liga and the Spanish FA. They need somebody to come, and they thrive in very harsh weather conditions or environmental factors. Even they said there's a scorpion. If you are not boggy no scorpion, if you are no here. Mourinho needs the chaos to feed on. In the environment now, Madrid is here. Oh, here didi. And it's Obi Dianena. What of our document na Roma? No, Mourinho did the document or the boss a chaotic environment. No, I drive it. So I think if they're able to resolve some few differences in the way, he is what they need. And trust me, Mourinho has not forgotten how to win. He just doesn't. He hasn't had the materials to win. Man U, he didn't have materials to win.
Also, second,
Spurs,
the greatest achievement. No Monte. Since then,
Ejuma Bakwa Mourinho, why ya? Me ya pass or this Ejuma Spurs. It is not the club that wins. Roma, he won. Fenerbahce again. It was a wrong project for him. When Mourinho inherits this Madrid squad, there is no way nobody will tell me he can't win.
Mate, say TMZ Madrid for me take say Jose come back. Jose and the second coming saying and I'm moving see a fan. Also flick very excited.
Flick team way Mourinho counter attack. Trust me.
The biggest problem for Jose probably for another time how to fix Jude, Mbappe, Vini, Valverde in the same setup.
Those
four.
Okay,
Mourinho catch us say Vini. Right wing, no one catch say Omba.
Don't forget, if Ancelotti, Abelo Alonso, Honeba, he becomes a fourth coach to face that same problem. I would want to be patient about this and wait.
Okay.
I saw Mourinho name how he used Ozil, how he used Di Maria.
Yeah.
Similar players.
Yeah.
But the orientation a bit different. Mourinho preferred formation here 4-2-3-1. Until I can say another time, maybe another time. 4-2-3-1. Jude can be a false number 9 in the front.
Shadow striker.
Mbappe ni Vini ni. No, the typical wing players. Valverde are to right. Then another player can occupy that left. Into 4-2-3-1. Do you get it?
So one way striker no head Mbappe no.
Yeah, it will be Mbappe.
So on the left wing,
Vini. Right, Valverde.
Mbappe Jude as a shadow striker.
Right, Valverde.
Now right, maybe a Rodrigo type on Valverde. Okay.
Or the Valverde beba double pivot in him.
Now
you
Rodrigo
can move
Mbappe
right there
for now,
and then get a striker.
People so coaching.
No, you get they can find practical solutions.
When you have a squad but I'm a picture there beautiful on the wall.
Yeah.
But when you want to practicalize it, me say I want to wait patiently
and see how it goes. Maybe problem here. Mourinho no, he will come and unite the dressing room. No, asanso channel. One no, asanso after 2 years.
Well, yemre na fe yemra me hwe o haw na ya wada o haw ya yediem say yemra me hwe anu awaye yi na wie be ma asa agragro wo be ni apon opani when I'm say a simple 15%. Aha, on course I might be a metro, men were a scout or Hawaii. Mike can always Kawanya craft 500 cities to be Julia. Multiply 500 by Nipa Bear 12 because SI any a iced tea. Our risk, our risk.
And their son and I.
What risk? Wow, Mama, you tune in our film, I'm share or how now. I say cool there.
Oh, nyamia dom ya bibi ai boko na so e. I think say na Thursday ni dey den a wo hawa ne de ba beto so de ama yetifo ne ahwefo. Ama o mato so. Nyamia timi aya adoma me timi akora Dominic Frimpong wachi kama ama bibi timi akoyi ama na kwa dadi. I'm not one person me tie wo issues after people's death. But I think yesterday I recognized something which I want to draw a little bit of the club's ideas and your Madrid the Basso Kakra. Especially in the morning, Nana Dominic here Krane Chidiakono. To be very honest with you, videos are in Sakaye. This is what I'm speaking to, but the videos and the evidence that I have. You might have a different thing. But and yes, I'm Babowachi. But the only thing I'm trying to say is say in the morning, the me who brekum Chelsea ne Adriana Mpenyufo, which is the parent club, and then in the morning, I'm talking about no pana na ye krane chikama or dampem na ye krane chiamanako. A lot of them might have genuine reasons. Didn't be one to me uncle. What did they mention us? No, no other assembly see ya baby any ghost stars so massino. Ye bo baby any ghost stars abasopa. Say adwuma ma ya boa ema after the situation no bekum Chelsea players timi ko dru brekum ema mo to mo kakra ma adwen ba from kakra taking care of them no na ebura adwen ntiase so until today ye ka kire ba bia ni Go Stars for say do mase ba me ka kire say so bi hu kire na ye nkoja definitely we saw how the clubs also did Tama Yenua Poli Eka baby in the morning and a lot of things you would see nyina ewo ne clubs on be show modo nyina adofo ne anuafo. You may have genuine reasons. I won't say you don't have genuine reasons. You may have genuine reasons. And sometimes it to be a man and it's your dog name come and name Pino be a who be named Koye come and family in an infant to my party infra. Now be intimate to the infama Ghana football because Obiana can ask him say, ye unkuja. Yeah, it is not their problem alone. The whole Ghana Premier League issues which we needed to show our love. But made them who in a makan was him. Yeah, the basic war. But I mean, call the substantive issues where I want us to have proper discussions in terms of your league in the baby drew. Anyhow, I be season. Yeah, league now very close because you could break a fin back. The last few games will determine who is going to be the champion of the league or not. And they crampo there. It's a league not also second and not also third and fourth. Usika benya the musronko. Because he assesses the format. Every position abedi and his counts abeti miaka. But it goes down to the wire, especially when there's maybe any Go Stars, any media mabebo this particular weekend. The tension and a lot of things. Then what check relegation side needs to table no. Yow pressure name mount take papa. Because as a stance, two teams score relegation that. How United because so much more league in more punishment na mko more eba. nanu ma wo say FA for natural dia mo say they should
nye biem kra na
almost nye biem ni dia mo nka so mo nye biem
so meti ase obat nipa na tini jawn no nim say dey see
lecture no mo de buy
me concern here say almost mo league ni biem na mo free mo no and I say bia points na kwa de no relegation dada I don't know what na
points in fa no relegation dada but mo na see league no mo biem
sa so twe ne ba obesa akwa division 1 bi masa qualify ba ana
I think Imran was the punishment I the mawo mo and I think now me be kind wa ha say say still available me for the marshal break o say
fine
no when you fine nko you have to pay for the money club no mobile league ni the ma mo say mo jim fan be league no you have to because Imran da ho say ansa na be start league no there's a certain time frame the amount say bom panyufo amane say league no wuntimi mo me en hase Emma won be kase league no nya dey umbo biem abra wo yu hu de aye dey afrim eti ho aso twani bebrebe betima bane club no for a number of years anase be bane mpanyifo bi omo so wo club nim so di attachire eti no mra no wo ho ina make say esi omo bi omo gina sese na omo na region meaning say 2 teams should be out of the league so 2 teams should be normally 3 teams in the relegation not 3 above shame so if out of the 3 2 if Makwa that means he's left with only 1 slot for the grabs in terms of Nipa for the grabs in terms of the local relegation the grab no we could grab na relegation
so just said you no better so be a 16th no on kwana
oh see are the 7
now what is ABF no say so me say na be corner we need so no withdraw
oh David you so trade the perfect example
okay
on say so trade so ma withdraw from league ni ya Nipa for no
okay
ko we no ya ma train ko e so trade ne kan wenti one ne bebo bia ne points ne ya gima o sa club no it in sort of free league ni no omo money so ate no mo game ni na ye it na that is why as a stance so one ho United wo game a oko address no oko park ne so ko dress ho kra you go oko o dress ugina park ne so ye warm up oko dressing room ba begina ho then na referee go through the protocols na referee na ba ben pin after about 15 minutes or 10 minutes ho for amba ye hu se game no ho for ye dey FOFT. Okay. Now, if you're more than 3 points in the day, at the amount, and yes, you won't even travel. And yes, I won't travel. Because this weekend, I was saying, Kotoko United Nebo. And my postponing match the we know, at the following midweek, some Monko Bueno. So Kotoko will have to travel to Dreams and come back again. But the arrangement that was already done is a Kotoko Beba. Now, Ombeba, Ombabijina Park, and so Ombeshi Ombabe, Omo, Pabe, Omo, then aben ne bebo a boy I am most to asubim na players ne saso ye dey eko back ne age points ne the amount it ebeka only one team that will be attached say ono ne beko. This is where a lot of things comes into play, especially with refereeing decisions getting to the end of the league, questions amount for bebusa and a player where you say in a referee media team na where baby say ni nyina no aha and we say vigilant because we've been able to put ourselves outside and reflect on certain issues see within the past week. So I think we should be fully prepared going into this particular weekend, especially with the kind of fixtures that I have been. Because weekend we're doing a Heart of Lions, Dreams Bebo Kotoko. How any Bekum Chelsea there? They say Bekum Chelsea and 2 weeks rest. Among 2 weeks rest because how they no money day or more. Then Karela Bebo Young Apostles, Mediamani Gold Stars, a ho and kukrum no. Match na nkasa kese then ubenya Nations ne Hearts of Oak ubenya Samatex ne Holy Stars. So if Bekum Chelsea doesn't play against Hohoe, meaning the 3 points automatically comes to Bekum Chelsea. Now on the league log, Swedro All Blacks toss to 15th, Bekum Chelsea toss to 16th. Points gap between Bekum Chelsea and Swedro All Blacks. Never say points in the pepe. Swedro All Blacks were 35, Bekum Chelsea were 35. Goals in a separate 2 no. Swedro Blacks are shared 24 goals, are conceded 25. Bekum Chelsea are shared 24 goals, are conceded 30. It's a -6, -1, and a chow me in them. Meaning say yambo weekend we because of all in Intino. Bekum Chelsea being 3 points they are Canadian on only be 38. So 38 I mean say was a Swedro All Blacks in your resource. Swedro All Blacks so so bebo nyame adoma Saturday before the Sunday. So no ne bo sa Saturday na Swedro All Blacks back away to Vision. Yaw okunu mu eden. So the Blacks be vision. Now the top there near 2 points between Mediema and the Gold Stars. Yeah, all I'm saying is let's not finish this weekend with conversations around referees when it comes to the last part of the league. Yeah, stretch now near Jerusalem. 5 games run in. That is the stretch. The slightest thing will be relegation because so check relegation table now. Yeah, among be safe because I can't 5 matches. Say 5 matches, say 15 points. 15 points in a home dominant league. If 5 matches, they be home 3, be away 2, be home 2. So offer the limit in the Krampus club will beat me. 42 points will save you from the relegation. And no Karela and Etras are blocking the at all. So Dreams in year safe. Baseke Holy Stars in year safe. Heart of Lions in year safe. Vision Nankasankrana on only Swede All Blacks in a bono. In year safe. And Sana Nations FC. Yaw, ono so nyina ye. Weekend we Nations FC ni Accra House of Folk. Ewa Brankese, ono so nye safe. Bechemu nye safe. Young Apostles nye safe. And Swede All Blacks in Bekum Chelsea nye safe. So from the 16th position to the 8th position, one club will have to sacrifice himself 1 to 2 million a year, not their relegation. It preparations, order, and everything should be right on point. Security. Because there's BBC, and I think the IGP has made arrangement for clubs. So it comes to order starting of this particular weekend. Also be middle distance and they move down but more the bebrebe no almost security say bibia even the venues we are going to play because I feel we are charging for power if any charge we 10,000 cedis in 20,000 asem 10,000 cedis in 20,000 asem. We just need the right environment for our clubs to perform. Let's end the league on a very good note.
Wontumi.
Whoa, Mike.
Yeah, some story being a me reading. I sounds yesterday. Madam lawyer be no say, oh, I believe pay. I'll take one a guy be approaching in the name of my boy soon. No back I share so Nebao Kolebu. Na omu here 600 cities ma. Omu here 600 cities ma modia. You know so onu cry the nitre Kolebu honti. And no until I can't no more cause. Besin the chairman that's what take any more church which is so. And who here so be driving a Kolebu and you here is can. Ntia hon common no mudi, but that was on the lighter side. And koma ye di ni muncheche mune whatever. You say asem toa na ohundofo. Anamebwa. What we have seen with Frimpong, the late Dominic Frimpong, I think it is an eye-opener. And again, it tells you that in football, you don't just belong to a club, you belong to a family. You better do at the amount in times of need. It's unfortunate that Frimpong that is the most important thing. Kadiesi and KB a prakra ne buy. No betting recover a different, but he's lost his life. So he won't see. The only thing is that ne family any omo mobile no nebe hunu they extend Diana as a football club or Marco just to support him. And that is what football in essence etie. And yet the Yoko Park so about 90 minutes in Kwa. There is an extension of football beyond the 90-minute engagement between two teams. If the football near Nangasa, the networking, the social networks are creating. The opportunities that it presents through the networking, and then to a larger extent how you are able to build a family with people you don't even relate to necessarily. Sanity. But what lessons are we picking from this? Player welfare in times of bereavement, in times of accident, we na donate you. But is there an establishment where we have insurance policies or packages for footballers in times of death, severe accident that will render them incapacitated? Omuntmin to omokaria sono. Diana regulatory provisions ayediatoa ebema players no etimi tapping into that to benefit. So what Ediana has done, highly commendable. But your clubs, no, first and foremost, they are no more for players insurance packages. Abrochi is a standard practice. So when you are abo club or abrochi da, now will be a winning abo club or abrochi da. Players have insurance covers. It is all too quite no be prakra when a national team wa. There is an insurance cover that will cater for that. Opera onya accident BBC insurance cover.
Wontumi.
Let's start to change how we treat players and how we see players. Players, yes, we need power bobo, but dear to be na ye who say was here to an say no. We should also be seeing that happening. So this should open our minds and let's have a conversation. Obi nim emra bibi boni besi, base bibi boni sia. I was seeing ya in CHBI and I say bibi a dear see ho. Say way and a best sorted issue no. In case of accident, in case of death, send a bay a player and busia. He might have an immediate family and an extended family. That insurance cover will be able to ameliorate their condition and improve situations. Away from that, Media Ma appointed Benjamin Willie Graham as Omo Communications Director, and he replaces Patrick Akoto Onuja Okoye, who is also from the media. Again, there is a change, a trend analysis. Now, media TFS, there has been embodiment of it. And again, there is a new media whose rise is rapid enough that although say new media they are rubbing shoulders. You can say rubbing shoulders. I say me jina now so jina wa me ne wa betri ye ka bomu a ye jina pepe penti etimi di hwetwi. So new media ni so obaye no nche. And a traditional media has existed since time immemorial, but the new media is rubbing shoulders with traditional media. And I can cite examples now. Influencers are gaining much prominence than traditional media personalities. And the influencer bit me no reach or bit me drew. And the level of influence they wield are greater than a lot of traditional media practitioners. So the trend is changing. When it does that, it means we need to also stick to your journalistic principles, they're true. But you also need to add extra to what you do. So now is the time for pure journalists. Mesana Mefre, the new media for no, basically bloggers, influencers. You're pure journalist. So the time has come for pure journalists to embrace other portfolios or profiles. An extension. You don't need to do this throughout. You need to extend it. Fabika hon trim ana you divert. ODB kanwa means you are upgrading to a different scale. So you can still practice. And you can do additional stuff. Like Akumia Godfather, sometime. He's still practicing, but he's added a layer, was scaly akosro, which is management. You will be more also like Achi, divert, but still engage. So he's still doing his media stuff, but he's a chief sports administrator, recognized by international organizations, IOC, GOC, GFA, CAF, FIFA. That is where we are headed towards. And I am happy when one of our own gets an opportunity to extend. So he ventures into club administration. Excuse me, it will be based on a certain knowledge accumulation. Now, when you accumulate the knowledge, you need to transform it into ideas that are practical and can make a change. Until you speak communications, you highlight certain this should be an encouragement for us to look at avenues to extend, upgrade, upscale. Because the new media is gradually swallowing the traditional media. This is more smart to find an alignment into traditional media no are aligned with the new media. And I'm saying this to depict that biblical story. Moses didn't staff at all. The pharaohs no more, so magicians no more priests, they almost staff at all. The Daniel one Moses our one many pharaoh na conforne the no mebua. Sana new media no the traditional media entities. So as sports journalist, yes, yent na corrective football administrator. That is not enough. We also need to upscale. Na here sana yes sankra system nim Emma and common sisa. And now we don't just become change speakers. We become change advocates and doers. So we don't just speak it. We do. And we influence the process. And that is the only thing that can distinguish. Influencers, no, they thrive on trends, virality of a content, say and viral. But you, what the any impact and effect. So I am happy for Benjamin Willie Graham, and the extent of work that he will do will definitely take the Patrick Akoto and so they are another level. And they should encourage me wo obi owa any obi oti bi ono so wo say adwuma we mu no to understand say change has come. It's not change is coming. Embrace the change and then modify your ways.
And I say, Mike, you see na yinwe easy mre na yamra meto aso emfem free ho. Easy waterproof paint. Easy na oho ye de.
The great man be fine. Okay.
Very good.